Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 8th episode of the Parallel League podcast. I'm Allie, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Mookah, as usual. And today, our guest is Feno, an amazing content creator and really one of the first, big streamers to go full send and put heart and soul into Parallel. So we're super excited to have him here. And Feno, today's episode is going to be mostly a card review of the reveals of Aftermath that we've seen so far. So we are recording this a week early, so not every single card is going to be here, but we're going to get through a lot. But before we get stuck into these card reviews, Feno, you just made a pretty big announcement yesterday, just about, career and stuff, and I want to give you the floor a little bit to talk about it.
Yeah, so basically it was the last expansion that I've kind of decided to take a break from Hearthstone, and it's hard because it's hard to put it out there because I've been playing the game for I don't know how many years now, but it's kind of been my only game for a long time, and I kind of finally decided I needed to do something different, and yeah, I guess that's pretty much the summary of it, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Parallel is kind of like the thing I swapped Hearthstone out for, for my online, card gaming competing game, and I'm excited.
Love it. Well, you're an amazing competitive player. You also just qualified for the YGG 100K Play Summit in Manila, which is next week. So congrats on that and good luck.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
yeah, you are definitely no stranger to card reviews. I have seen many of your Hearthstone card reviews throughout the years. So we're super excited to have you on the show today.
Yeah, this is kind of been my jam in Hearthstone. I always love the card reveals because it's just a nice way to get the community together and talk about the cards and kind of exchange ideas, and you can always call the person out for someone might say a card is insane and then it ends up being unplayable, or the other way around. The other way around is way cooler for me when people call out cards that everyone says is bad, and they're like, oh, this card is good. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then it ends up actually being good. That's my favorite part. But yeah, this is the card reviews have been a really big thing for Hearthstone, and I hope we can bring it to Parallel because that would be really really sweet.
What will be the corridor creeper of Aftermath in set reviews? I
Yeah,
would
we'll see.
we'll find out.
All right. So should we get started? We got a ton of cards actually that have been revealed so far.
Yeah. Have you guys seen all of them? I don't know if I've seen all of them. I've definitely seen all of the arts.
I've seen most. I'm a nerd, so I as soon as they pop up, I just start looking. So what we can do is I was thinking we go there's a few for each parallel, so we'll just jump through each parallel for each card, and that way there's a nice mix, and we got a nice little tier chart that I made, so we'll just plop them on here as we go. So I think that'll be good. So the first one, we'll just jump right into it, is Jahn's Tactical Provisioner. So I got it up here. It's the art. It's nice. 2 cost 2/2. And then moving on to the effect. Boom. It's got salvage and a charge ability that you can activate that the next time it gets upgraded, it gets 2 health. So 2 cost 2/2. You can charge and then give it, if it gets upgraded, it gets 2 health.
What is the charge exactly? I'm not sure about that.
Oh yeah. So charge is one of the new mechanics in Aftermath that basically means you have to reveal a card from your bank and it activates. So assault is you deal damage, activate the assault ability. Charge is reveal a card, activate the charge ability. And then some of them have different costs. Some are effect charges, you can only reveal an effect card. Some are multi charges, you can reveal multiple cards in your bank. So a lot of it has to deal with what are you revealing in your bank and stuff. And some of them actually activate when they're revealed. Sorry, just go ahead.
Oh, you're good. So this is just a pretty basic one, charge, just easy peasy, get this going. Okay.
Yeah, not too bad. It can work with scanner array. We're starting to see scanner array in the Iraq decks a little bit. So you can put this on. What does this guy cost again? He costs 2. So you can play him on 2. Charge, activate, put scanner array on. Now he's a 2/4 on 2. That's what I thought. That was probably one of the plays that could work with him. It's decent. I think it's not broken or anything, but it's okay. Maybe sees play.
I feel like with implant, like maybe in the right deck, it could be good. Like the first card that I think when I see this card is implant, and
Yeah.
you can just play it on 2, play the 0-mana upgrade, and then next turn get the implant, and all of a sudden you have like a 2/6 that draws a card every
Oh,
turn.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
That's
bad,
not too
but
bad.
it's not like I feel like it's not like a game breaking type of card, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Where
also
do we
has
want to put
something
this? It's the
too.
first card. What letter? What letter are we giving this? We have Prime, S, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier.
The
You
salvage
guys are the
swag,
veterans. You guys got to lead the.
There's
You gotta,
one more than S. That's what I'm like a bit like confused about.
yeah. The okay. So Prime is obviously because we're in parallel, and I'm gonna
Right.
assume that Prime is like the bonkers, like the
The
card,
god card.
like the god card. Like this card will just
Right.
win the game on its own. S tier is like, let's say, the staples, maybe the really really good cards.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
I'd say
I
this is
mean, if
between A and a B, but I
okay,
haven't really seen all the cards. I'd probably
yeah,
give
yeah.
this an A. I think it's like a playable card, but yeah,
Allie, your vote.
I
I
don't know
think
about
I'm
you
gonna
guys.
I think I'm gonna give it a B.
Okay, I'm leaning towards B and C, so I think B is like a good middle ground.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so pop this
Yeah, how
bad
do we
boy
just
on B.
decide between the three of us here? I guess we'll just,
We gotta fight. We gotta fight for it, and then if it comes down to it, like fist fights are allowed.
that's fair.
All right, so I'll jump to an earthen card next, just to shake things up. So let's go to Gafar's Rage. So this is a 4-cost effect. Here's an art for people watching on YouTube. Nice little art. I actually really
Ooh.
like. It's one of my favorite arts for the
Yeah, this
revealed
is
card so
sweet.
far. And the effect is you can target a unit you control, and it deals damage equal to its TAC to up to 3 random enemy targets, then once to a random friendly target. Just some context. I asked how I think I asked, I forgot who I asked, but I asked someone on the team if this is like 3 pings at the same time or 3 separate pings. And I think as it stands right now, it's 3 separate pings. So it can hit the same target multiple times.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Man, the fact that it hits the friendly target, but theoretically, like if we're talking about like a Terra or something, she's a 5/7?
Yeah,
It
5/8. Yeah.
5/8. She could deal 5, right? And then if she was the only unit on the board, she would still survive. Like it could hit itself. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
not that bad, right? I feel like AoE is hard to come by in parallel, so I kind of like
I
it.
have a lot of questions about this card. So target unit you control deals damage equal to its attack up to 3 random enemy targets. So like, say that we have like a 4 attack minion, right? Does it do
Mm-hmm.
4 to each?
I think it
I think
does.
so.
It could double hit the same target, I think, is from what I was told.
But it does 4 though. Like the one
Yeah,
thing
each
does
each
4,
ping does
right?
4. Each ping does 4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like why I think this card is really good is that if let's say it's early game and your opponent has maybe no units or 1 unit, you could ping to face. And if it's let's say you're playing Nehemiah, right? And you ping to face 3 times, that's a lot of damage. You're okay with even losing your
That's actually
unit, right?
0 damage, no?
It says
Okay,
just
well
I
that
think Nehemiah
Nehemiah
has
maybe
0 attack.
Nehemiah has 0 attack, but maybe with the way its effect is written, it would be. I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
assume it
what I
would be
was
7.
thinking.
Yeah. But like, let's say there's other early game beat sticks that are in the set that we'll touch on. So I don't know. I think this card's really good. I I kind of want to lean even towards like A tier. I think this card's really good. It could be like a mid game board wipey card or early game like a lot of damage to face.
wait a minute. The fact that it can go face, it also could just hit your face too. Like
Yeah.
right? Like which is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
not
only
that bad.
once.
Only
Only
Yeah.
once.
once.
That seems pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it just depends on how it works. Because, like, so for example, does Nehemiah do 7 or does it do 0? Because I think
Let's
the actual
let's
attack of
assume
the
it does
minion is
7.
0, right?
Because like Nehemiah with other units, or wait, is there any other effect that we can compare this to that's out right now? But
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
what?
There's the 1 mana one that switches attack and health, and that makes
Yeah,
Nehemiah die, right?
that makes Nehemiah die, but that's only because it swaps the stats and then it becomes 0/0, right? So like, but like normally Nehemiah's effect is the attack is equal to the health.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it works, then it's good. Yeah, I think if it works, it's good. It just depends how they've coded it, I guess, in a way.
Mm-hmm. All
Yeah,
right.
interesting card.
I think A or B. I need to hear what you guys are saying. I'm leaning towards A.
I think A. If it works with Nehemiah and what this is on turn 8, you're doing 21 damage. That seems pretty reasonable, I think. Right?
Yeah, it does seem pretty insane with Nehemiah. I would go A if that's how it works, actually.
All right. We're
It's
gonna
interesting that his
assume.
card is called Gafar's Raids, and Gafar has 0 attack, by
Yeah.
the way.
He's so angry he gained some attack.
Yeah.
That's very true. All right, let's go on to Cathari. All right, we got Clandestine Company is the first one we're going through. It's a 3-cost 2/4, and the effect is on attack, you may conceal a friendly banked card. If you do, create a 1/1 Cathari iterant, and friendly clones gain 1 attack this turn.
Hmm.
So just look at the stats again. 3-cost 2/4. Nice little art there. They're killing that Augencore dude.
I
And
think
then
anything that's generating tokens has pretty reasonable stats and gets an extra effect of like your clones getting some attack is solid.
It's just that it needs to attack. That's like the only thing that I'm, kind of skeptical about.
yeah, I feel like in parallel, any of the on attack stuff isn't as good as like what it looks like on paper. Like it
Yeah,
just
if it was like master, then I would say if it like already made a 1/1, I'd say it's pretty
Yeah.
good. But the fact that it's on attack is the one that makes it a bit tricky, I feel.
Is there any
Hmm.
benefit to concealing like stuff in this expansion? It's just revealing.
more charges, I guess. Like you can just
Yeah.
more
Okay.
Yeah, you
charges.
can reveal more. I don't think this one is that great. The stats are interesting, but I think with Cathari, you already kind of have enough really good threes. So I feel like if you wanted to like replace a 3 like the subject or something like that, the stats are not bad. The 3 mana 2/4 is definitely not a bad stat line, but I feel like the on attack is what makes it like not. I'm not sure if it's gonna work for me.
Hmm. I kind of feel the same way.
Is
Hmm.
it not a clone itself?
I
Like
assume
Uh,
it is, right?
I'm gonna assume it is, but we do not know.
Yeah.
We don't know the types of units from the reveals.
I see. Okay. Because if it's not, that's definitely a
I
no
think
go.
it is, but I think I agree with Fino. Like looking at, I mean, obviously it's kind of, at least I don't know if it's correct to compare it to the game right now, but like the Cathari decks, their 3 costs are just subjugate, right? Um,
Yeah. Or you go
so
2
it's
and
like,
1, which is like
yeah,
mostly the better, I guess.
yeah. So like, when are you gonna play this guy? Is kind of like my thought process. I don't think like very often, and then if you do, it's not like subjugate is strong too because you can like tabula and start buffing right away.
Mhm.
Or you get him out later on in the game with like tabula, or he's good with like triumph. This guy, like you have to get him out and then you have to wait a turn and see if he can attack, which isn't as good in parallel, like generally.
So
I
it
don't know.
doesn't buff itself, right? Like,
Let me see.
because it says
Friendly
friendly
clone.
clones,
Uh,
and if this is a clone, does it buff itself?
um, I think it does. I need to look at. Should I pull up like Drusian Exorator? Does that say other clones, or does that say clones? Like the
I
5 cost 3/4.
Yeah, I think it does say other,
Oh,
but I think
yeah.
that's like
Interesting. Yeah, you should pull that up. I'm not sure, actually. Haven't played that in a bit.
It's been a
no.
long time since that
It's
guy
been
has
a
seen
long
play.
time. Yeah, I miss Sippy, man. I miss Sippy.
Bring
Because
back
then, if
Sippy.
that's the case, it would work. It would be the same.
I mean, if it becomes a 3/4 when it attacks, then I think it's pretty good because like the 2/4 stat line is actually pretty solid for Cathari, I feel, because
But
the
it's
most
only
stats you
for
can
this
play right now is
turn.
like 3.
It's not
Huh?
permanent. It's not permanent attack gain. It's only for the turn, right? So when after
Yeah,
your
yeah, I
turn ends,
know,
it goes
but
back
like,
to 2.
but it's like, I mean, you still get a 3/4, right? Like if it actually buffs itself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it happens like, I don't know if the 3 works. Like if your opponent has like a 3 health minion and you attack with this,
Ah,
like
I
will
see
you
what you're
actually
saying.
kill it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it says on attack, so I assume it's like while it's attacking.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
Questions,
Exeter does
questions. I
say
guess we'll see.
other friendly. It does.
Okay.
So
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna assume. Let's just assume it does buff itself,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's what I would
let's
assume as
assume it
well.
works like Adira, because I think Adira is on attack also. So like it buffs
Right.
itself while it attacks. So
Right.
if that's the case, where do we want to put it?
B or C?
Mm,
I,
B for sure. I think it's
okay.
C.
I think B. I think B.
Yeah,
I think it's a
I
little
think
better
B.
than
Yeah.
C, but
It's just that, yeah, as you said, the Gafar just doesn't have too many threes, so maybe this is like fine just because it's a 2/4 and it's like a clone.
yeah.
I can
All
see
right.
it. And you can get it with Tabula as well, which is nice. You can bank it. It's not like Master.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Non-muster units are good in names also because you can
Mm-hmm.
tabula them.
Yeah.
All right, next card, Logistics Mastery. I already know where this is going, but if you guys haven't seen this is a 2-cost legendary relic for Markolian, and the effect is it's got 2-part effect. So the first part is non-combat damage you deal is increased by 2. The second part is you can spend 1 energy per turn to shuffle a munition supply cache into your deck. So what are supply caches? There's like 6 different types, I think, in Aftermath that they said. We don't know what any of them do, but if they are beneficial to you. They go in your deck, and then if you draw them, I think they autoplay, and then something
Mm.
happens based on the type of cache. And so that's the second part. The first part is any non-combat damage you deal is increased by 2. So this is like any burn effects, gunslingers, PSA8s, that kind of stuff. Send drill on, and it's a relic.
That's a big increase.
Yeah. I
Scary.
mean,
Mm.
Honestly, scary. I
I'll
feel
go
like
first.
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be a prime. I think like I'm just gonna go
yeah.
out there. I think this card is like absolutely busted. 2 damage. Like just picture burn Marco with like all of the burn cards it plays when it's like spikes on like a turn 7 or
Mhm.
turn 8, and then add 2 to all of them. Like it just seems really, really good.
Dude, little gunslinger doing
Right.
3 damage. Good God.
Yeah. Crack shots dealing
Wow.
5. And if you have a fleet support on board, like it's dunzo.
I hope they
Yeah,
printed some
this is
heal.
definitely prime, I think.
Like heal, please, or need
Yeah,
some relic destruction, probably.
definitely.
Oh my
Yeah,
Definitely
God.
relic distraction, I think, for
yeah.
this one. It's so cheap as well, and it's like I feel like the effect that it does, that the deal 2 is already insane, and then it also has another ability on top of that if you're
Yep.
like missing some energy to spend, which is good for you. So that seems really strong card.
Yeah. So does anybody want to contest that it should be rated prime?
No.
Are we throwing it up there?
I think we can put it in the
Yeah.
prime category. I think
Oh,
we
this is the
can reserve
first
the
one.
right to knock something down if something crazier comes along, but I think prime is
All
solid.
right. That card is like crazy. Absolutely
I
crazy.
feel like just for like a turn 3, the fact that you can do this and play like a slinger and deal 3 to a minion is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Gross.
Sounds great to good.
All right, let's go to Shroud. So we got Brand's expertise. Just a reminder for people watching, there are no Paragon specific cards in this set. So even if they're named after a Paragon, that doesn't mean you can only play it in Brand, or like we saw Gafar's Rage is not only in Gafar. Forgot to mention that. So but this guy is
Right,
a
right.
2-cost effect. The art in Aftermath is just so good. Like
It's
everything
so
just
good. I wanted to mention it.
all right, so 2-cost effect. You can pay the enemy a kickback. So kickback is a new mechanic also. Basically gives you 2 choices and you pick which one you want to do. So the kickback effect is you draw 3 and your opponent draws 1. And if you don't want to do the other one, you just draw 2 cards. Two energy for a 2-cost draw or a 3-cost draw, and they draw 1.
Hmm.
Allie, you're the Shroud. You're the Shroud, Shroud Maxi. How are we feeling on this?
Sorry, it costs 2?
Yeah, cost 2.
Mhm.
2 mana for 2 cards. Without a discard effect? Like, you compare that to improvised tactics, right? That's or
Mm-hmm.
is that draw? Yeah, that's draw
It is.
2.
It's draw 2.
Um, so this would be better than that, and that sees play. And it gives you the option, like if you're trying to finish them at the end, like you probably don't want to give them a card a lot of the time, but you have the flexibility of going deeper in your deck. If you're really, really searching for something and giving them a card isn't too much of a downside. What other card draw does Shroud have access to right now?
Vector attack craft,
Yep.
logistics support cruiser.
I'm just thinking it's good
Wow.
with Engine Whisper. Just like
Yeah,
maybe you
that's
can
what I
just
thought.
spam a bunch of spells. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
This
might
is
enable, those crazy cycle Shroud decks? Is it Pocket Dimension?
yeah, I was gonna say this
Yeah,
is
that's
like
what I
a
was thinking as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's me too. It's like kind of like
Yeah,
this card
interesting
might make
card.
Pocket Dimension even
Yeah.
like it's already starting to see some play here and there. I've noticed people trying it out and stuff, but this
Yeah,
might
yeah.
make it pretty freaking viable with like double engine whisperer board. You can just like pump out a ton of draw and effects.
Seems like
Yeah, I
it's a
honestly feel like 2 mana draw 2 in this game is actually pretty solid.
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
fact that you can do it with cards like Engine Whisper and get some extra value out of them, because I always felt like the value from that card wasn't really there. And yeah, you have that with Harf and with like just an extra spell for also, Baron and stuff. I think it can be pretty solid card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, if you think about it, if you are popping off with Engine Whisperer, you don't even care if you're giving the enemy a
Hmm.
card. You're like 2 mana, draw 3 is
Yeah.
kinda nuts.
It
1
makes going
mana.
first as Shroud really good.
Yeah,
It-
true.
Oh, 2 mana.
yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because you have to pay the 1, right?
No,
Uh,
no, it would be one with Engine Whisper. It would just be one.
No, but like the kickback, don't you need to pay 1 more?
No, no, no. The kickback is just it's one of you just pick one of two decisions. So it's either you draw 2 or you draw
Ooh.
3 and draw 1. You don't pay any extra
Oh,
cost.
so you can just do 2. Oh, I thought it was like an
No,
overclock
no,
thing.
no.
Like you have to
No, no,
pay.
no.
Ah. Okay, then it's much better. Huh.
Yeah. I think this
Yeah,
card's
I think it's
good.
pretty
Like
good.
it makes going first in Shroud not that bad either cuz
mm.
you could just draw you could literally just draw 3 going first, which is really nice. I think that's even okay giving them one draw. Like if you really
Yeah.
need the resources.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
feel like for
where are we
me, I'm
throwing
gonna
this? Go
say,
ahead,
like,
Otto.
A, because I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think it's, like, the
Yeah.
flashiest thing ever, but it could enable it's great for the Shroud tool set, that for
Mhm.
combo type stuff, so I'm gonna say it's a solid A.
Yeah,
I'd
solid
agree.
day.
Yeah.
I agree.
There you go. Rand's expertise at A. Let's move on to a universal card. Chugging along. We got no snitching. It's a zero cost effect. I love the art. It's
So
zero
scary.
cost effect.
Crazy art.
And remove all abilities from target unit. So as far as I know, I don't think includes keywords. I think this includes like permanent effects, like spotters and glaive and stuff. I don't know if it does keywords. Actually,
It
maybe
should,
we
right?
let's
Maybe
assume it
not.
does do keywords because I don't know. I asked a while ago and I think that was the answer I got, but I don't think that's correct. It's been like a
I
long
assume
this
it's
card
like
was
a
a while.
silence in Hearthstone, right? Because it also
Yeah.
does like this. So
Mhm.
Yeah, because
yeah,
Miasmancer shuts off keywords. So this might be like a silence in Hearthstone. So maybe it just does everything.
I would assume it removes everything. Yeah. Yeah,
What
so I
about
think
Okay.
if you got like let's say you had a 3/3 minion with some abilities and toned, I think if you
Yeah.
would do this, it would just become a 3/3.
Okay.
what
Yeah,
about if
So
it was
but
upgraded?
I think it keeps the upgrade, I would
mm,
assume. Because upgrade is not the same card?
Because if it's, like, silence and Hearthstone, that would remove everything, right? If it was
Yeah. But
buffed or
there's nothing similar to upgrades in Hearthstone, right?
well, like, buff spells, like you
Yeah.
add stats and
it
that
does
type of
remove the buff spells, but like the buff spells are like kind of on top of the minion, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
guess
think
it
it's the
depends.
same. I think the upgrades stay.
Yeah, I
I
would
think I
assume
can
the
agree
upgrades
that the
stay.
keywords go, but upgrades stay.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think so as well.
Sorry, mana cost one more time?
0. Cost 0.
Oh,
0.
0
uh,
cost silence.
huh.
Mm-hmm.
So how good was silence in Hearthstone, I guess? Like how is it was it
Not
always good or
really.
just sometimes great and sometimes okay?
I don't even know if it was ever played. I feel like very few decks would play it. Yeah.
I
This
feel
is
like
interesting in a deck again with Pocket Dimension, I think. Like the fact that you can just do that and like draw a
Yeah.
card. Because I don't know if you can play this type of card if you don't have like some crazy like draw machines, because
Mhm.
it kind of just doesn't really do anything. Yeah, it's not the best card, but it's also not completely unplayable, I think.
Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Like maybe in parallel, I feel like the power spike usually comes from like one card, and like like the game winning kind of plays maybe come from like one card just being on the board that you can't deal with. So the fact that you can silence that, I think might make it really good.
Yeah, but it
So
still
I
doesn't
think
really deal with it, right? Like the
Yeah.
yeah,
minion
it
is
doesn't
still
remove it.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. All right,
Other
I
I'll
than,
think
give it
we're
a B.
I think I'm gonna give it a C. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
hmm.
between B and a C actually.
All
Other
right,
than
let's.
Miasmancer, like what are the best tech cards? Like, I mean, I guess there's, relic removal and that type of stuff, but
Hmm.
that's way more impactful than just like
I mean,
silence.
even look at Miasmancer, right? They nerfed it so that it has 1 health, and now no one's playing it. So it's very situational for just the effect to be really, really good.
Mhm.
So I was thinking this was higher, but I think you guys are convincing me otherwise. So I'm okay with putting it at C.
I think it's only for a very specific deck, maybe something with pocket dimension. So yeah, I would say it's like a pretty fringe card.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Now we are back to Ogden Core. Go back. Boom, boom. And we will do Vox Tech Jammer Mark 1. So this is a zero cost upgrade. Is that a helmet? It looks like I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
Amazing art.
Yeah. And the effect is upgraded unit has when this unit deals damage, you can conceal a friendly bank card. So it's just attacking and then or putting back reflipping a banked card, so you can charge again if you want to. Zero
Hmm.
cost upgrade.
think it's
I
kind
don't
of
think this
hard
is
to
that good.
evaluate without knowing
Yeah.
how good the concealing charging mechanic really is. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
maybe you, I don't know. Maybe you really need to keep revealing like a spell, and if you hadn't banked, any other effects, then you could keep concealing that one. But I feel like it's kind of gimmicky.
Yeah. I think it's too situational. Like as a standalone,
Yeah.
sure, maybe someone discovers a combo that's really good with this, but just standalone reading it, it's not that great. I think it's
Yeah, I think
I
the only card that you can compare it with is the other zero mana upgrade that says reveal and an opponent bank card, I think.
yep, scanner, right?
And I
Yep.
think the other one is probably better because like you maybe give them less less cards to be able to reveal.
Yep.
Hmm.
And
So
you
I
get
mean, I don't know. I think
information.
it's very similar to that, and that card is not great.
Yeah.
So
D.
yeah. Yeah,
D?
let's go with D. Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Nice and easy. All right. Moving on to an earthen card. Provoked Caretaker. This is a 3 cost 6/6. Big beefy boy.
Love this guy.
And the effect is pacifist, but you can charge 2 and he ignores pacifist for that turn. I love this
Now
guy. I
that's a
love this
card
card.
that's good with the 4 mana spell that we
Yep.
just saw, by the way.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can literally go Steward of the Garden into Caretaker into Gafar's Rage and then deal like 18 damage and then maybe even attack with it. So it's 24 damage on turn 4.
Oh, that's scary a little
Yeah.
bit. Um,
That's what I've been thinking about when I saw these 2 cards revealed. I'm like, if that works like that, that's busted. Like that's a
Yeah, the
that's a lot of
Gafar's Rage
pressure.
can kill your own minion as well, though, right? Like from what I
Yeah.
understand.
It can,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you deal in my head like Earthen is very spiky. You kind of want to right. You want to beat them down and then formidable your way to win. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's okay if you're dealing like 15 plus damage to face. I think you're willing to lose your unit. I don't know. You guys tell me other if you think otherwise.
reminds me of the Dauntless Axeman. Like that's a 3 mana 5/5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also, like you could run out of charges to make him useful to attack, but if you play it in something like Nehemiah, there's value just of having a chunky minion because you can give it defender,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think all around it's like a really flexible card.
It's a lot of stats, yeah, for sure.
Crazy, crazy stats. All right, where do
Hmm.
we want to put this guy? What are we thinking?
I'm scared of like overvaluing a little bit though. Like I'm trying,
I think it's like B because like I feel
Yeah.
like Earthen already has that insane 3, the Moonlit Guardian. What's the name? The
Moonlit Star, the three cost
Yeah.
2/4, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that one is so good. And this one is I feel like it's also pretty decent because it's like huge, but mm,
I mean, it's Well, hang on a second. Hang on. When it loses pacifist, it will regain pacifist too, right?
Yes,
So
next
Yeah,
turn. Yeah,
with
when you end your turn.
Gafar,
it's a
that's
Gafar
actually
thing.
super relevant for Gafar,
Oh,
right?
Yeah,
oh,
it's a Gafar
Gafar
thing. Yeah.
buffing. Yeah, I think you're right. I didn't even think about that. All right, I was gonna give this B, but if it can work in Gafar, I kind of want to give it an A, but I don't know if that's correct. I just think it's a lot of stats. I wish so. My thing with Earthen is I always wanted them to have more good stat cards in the early game, and I'm like torn because this card is really good stats, but I wish they got like a 1 or 2 cost card with good stats because this still relies on you getting Steward of the Garden to like for
True.
it to be good. So that could be a detriment also, right? You play Steward, you keep this guy on your hand, and then they like I don't know kill it. It only has 3 health now, right? Which is only, but it can die. So let's say they kill it, and then now you have to wait till turn 3 to play him. I feel like he loses some of the speed that way, right? The value. So maybe B is correct. But it does work with it could work with Gafar. That could be really
I
good.
feel like it only really makes sense to me in Gafar, because other than that, it's just like a 3 mana. You can see it as a 3 mana 6/6, and I don't know how good that is. But I feel like in Gafar, the fact that it kind of has an ability and it can buff things, that makes it a little bit better. But I'm still probably towards B. I
I'm with
think I'm
B as
leaning
well.
towards
Like, I would
B.
give it like a B plus, but it's still probably
Yeah,
the
B
B,
plus.
the B
Okay.
Yeah.
category. Also,
All right.
a
So
reasonable
I'll put it in the
Celia.
front. B plus. Sorry, Ali, what were you saying
I
at the
just
end
said
of
like
that?
kind of reasonable Celia. Like if you develop it on 3, or you're
Mm,
ramping. I don't know how
yeah.
relevant that is, but it's not bad.
Okay. All right. Moving on. What do we got next? I think it's Cathari. Cathari. So this is
Mhm.
high density genetic replicator, 2 cost relic. Not Cathari doesn't always play too many relics. Friendly clones get +1/+1 though. 2 cost, buff your board +1/+1.
I feel like that's pretty decent. I mean, it kind of needs to be answered, like it's
Yeah,
annoying for your opponent. And only for 2, like
CP comeback?
maybe.
specific
Yeah,
comeback, maybe.
sippy. I
I think
mean,
it's a
even
pretty
in
interesting
like
card, actually.
I could even see it in like a Naeus because it's low cost. It costs 2. So like
Yeah.
as you're developing, let's say like in the mid game, you could play like let's say on 4 energy, you can play Cunning Scipion and play this. So then you have a 2/3, a 2/2 with just that alone, and all the rest of your board is still +1/+1. Like I think it's
Yeah, and
pretty
then you
good. Like
permanently have
shape.
this.
Yeah.
Well, think about
Mm.
it too. If you get it down on 2, and then your turn 3 is Valerusi Striker plus a 1, that would be
Mm-hmm.
that's a 2/4 and a 3/3 right or no, it'd be a
Yeah.
4/4 because the striker would buff the 2/2, right?
Yes.
Be a
Yeah.
2/4 and
Yeah.
a 4/4.
Yeah, I think this is like this isn't really a card you play on 2. I think this is like more of like a bloodlust type
Mhm.
of card. I think
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
play when you already have a board, and then you just keep the value afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still think it looks pretty good, and
I
I'm
like
definitely
it.
more interested with CP. I think in this.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we
I
look
Yeah,
at
because
like.
like
I
this,
like
cards?
them a
the
lot.
kind of useless clone that you have with CP, you basically make it like a 1/2, right?
Yeah.
And then you always make a 1/2 every time you use the hero power. That's not nothing.
This is
Getting
how
a
we
free
bring
1/2 every
City back.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
Where are we thinking? Where are we thinking?
I don't want to give this an A, honestly. I feel like it might
Yeah,
be pretty solid.
I
It's like
like
a
it.
Ali, how
mini
about you?
bloodlust that kind of stays on the board and then keeps everything buffed
Yeah.
afterwards.
I like
Yeah,
it. I mean,
I think A.
I think A also. Like I think
Yeah.
it's like you said, it's kind of like used in the middle of the game, maybe towards the end. Just gets a lot of value, maybe helps you trade over things that your opponent didn't prepare for, and then suddenly
Extra draw with
everything else goes
Wong.
up. Yeah, an extra draw with Wong. Ali,
I've
are
always
you
liked that Wong doesn't draw that much in like Nails, for example, and it's
nothing?
like
Yeah,
thing it can draw, right?
yeah,
Oh, and lest we forget that you can have multiple, right? This isn't a
Yeah, you
legendary.
yes,
can have multiple,
yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
Ali, so do you
constant.
I think this
agree?
card is solid,
Yeah, I
actually.
agree. A, let's do it.
All right, bam, A. That's a good card. I actually really like this card. I'm gonna be
Yeah, I think
excited
it's
when if it
decent.
sees play.
That's one of my favorite artworks too. That one was so cool.
Oh, let me see it. Let me
Like,
look at that
I
again.
just it's world building, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
just
Is there flavor text for these? We don't have flavor text. We do. When you need clones fast, precise, and ready for battle. Okay, I like
Alright,
it.
guys, we are already 30 minutes in.
All right, we got to move
I'm
faster.
gonna
We got to move way
Yeah.
faster.
Okay.
All right.
This is how all my reviews go, by the
I know, every single
way. I just
time,
wanted
like,
to-
4 hours.
All right.
Uh,
3
Yeah.
cost 4/3 Vindicator rapid assault vehicle. So stats are 4/3 for a 3 cost. On attack, conceal a friendly bank card. Aftermath, deal 3 to any target. All right,
Oh.
we need fast opinions. I think 3 health is not that great, but it could be good. Like 3 cost for 3 health.
Is it a vehicle?
It's gotta be a vehicle, right?
I'm assuming it's a vehicle.
It doesn't say.
No, we don't know.
Anyway, I
We
think
don't
it's a
know.
C for me though. It doesn't do anything immediately, and it's like the stats aren't that amazing. So
It
Allie,
could
you
be
can
I don't
test.
think Marco needs
Yeah,
this.
sure. C is fine. It could be situationally better if, like, vehicle decks really, like,
Yeah.
become a
Like I
thing.
think it'll see play in certain areas, but on its own it's not like crazy.
You know what? I think maybe it's D, by the way. Now that I think about it more.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe we're being a
Yeah.
little too generous.
All right. Boom. Let's do
Yeah.
it. All right, next card, Eclipse Fate, 4 cost, legendary effect. Crazy art. This one's one of my favorites.
Oh.
The effect though, why is it showing so small? Hold up. Oh, just how it is. Banish target enemy unit or relic and all cards in play with the same name. Put all cards with the same name in your enemy's hand, deck, and waste into your singularity. The enemy draws a card for each card taken out of the enemy's hand this way. So it just removes all copies of a certain unit or relic from the board and all copies of that card from the hand, deck, and waste and puts it in your singularity. I've thought about this card. I think this card is really good because Shroud right now in parallel usually loses to like a 1 or 2 tech card kind of situation, like drone printer or like maybe turret. And it's usually just one of those cards, and you play a second one of them maybe, and you're as a Shroud player like I can't get out of the situation. You end up just losing the game. But you play this guy, and it just destroys all of them. So like if you're gonna counter Shroud, it has to be much more involved than just putting in like 1 or 2 tech cards, or like even if you play multiple of them, but like you have to have a more diverse kind of like strategy, I feel like.
Hmm.
This one's a hard
This
for
is.
me to evaluate, honestly.
I don't think it's that great on the first look. I don't like the fact that
Interesting.
they draw a card. Because I
Yeah,
feel like
they
if they
draw a
didn't, if
card
you
if
just
it's
remove the
removed from
card,
their hand. If it's
yeah,
not in their
yeah,
hand, they don't draw.
right. I would say it's good if it like removed the card from their hand. You know, if they had like a minion on board and then you played this and you killed the minion and also removed the card from the hand, then I would say it would be good.
Okay.
But now with this effect, I'm not really sure how much you need this. I guess it's really good in specific situations, as you said, like with the turrets or like with specific relics. But I feel like that might be too specific.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I was
Wait,
ready to give this like an S. So if
is
you
it
guys
not
disagree,
removing it from
Really?
the hand?
yeah,
Wait, one
it
more
does
It
time.
is
remove from
removing from the
hand.
hand, but they kind of draw another card, right? So it's like it's not
Yes.
like you get a card advantage.
Yeah, Feno, it does remove from hand though, like you said.
Yeah, but he's saying you draw a card. 'Cause if
Yeah.
you, yeah, so it's not you're not winning on hand. Like if you hit somehow 2 of them or 1 of them, like yeah, at least you get the hand advantage too. But this way, it kind of fixes
I
itself.
feel like it could have maybe also said like bank. I feel like that would make it better. Like if you took
Oh
their
my
mana, you
god!
know?
If it said bank, I'd say put this on prime. Like that'd be so good.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it's great though. I'm interested that you think it's that good.
I think it's good. I don't know.
I feel like it's just a very expensive like bonus. I feel like it's only good if they have the same minion like twice on board, the way I see it. And
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think that happens that often.
That is true. It does not happen that often. For me, it
Yeah.
feels like it's just really good in like these relic counters. Like that's where I saw the
Mm.
value. Like the relic counters really just hurt Shroud, especially
Yeah.
in a tournament setting. In a tournament setting, the relics are usually what are getting you. So if you have an out
Yeah,
to the
just a
relics,
pretty
I
good
like that.
deck card to play, to have like everything covered, to have like the relics covered, and then you also can just use it as removal.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's like a good point. Hmm.
I
I
feel like
still
I'm
it's
think
one
it's
okay.
of
expensive.
those cards where you're just like a Shroud might not play it all the time, but when they do, you just feel absolutely terrible. You know,
Yeah.
it's like really you're playing that card. Like I
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
that's
it
the
could be.
vibe here.
Okay. I'm okay. Where are you guys thinking? Let's shoot out letters. We gotta move.
B.
Uh, Yeah,
You know?
I think it might be A just because of the flexibility of it.
I'm okay with settling at A. Are we okay with A?
Might be a bit high. I'm between B and A, but
Okay,
let's go A
fine.
because you
You want to
said
go A?
S at the
I
start,
can go
so
B. I can go B. I can settle at B.
let's
We'll
go
put
A.
it.
I think people will
Okay.
play
Okay,
this card just
I'm
because it's
gonna
like
go
super flexible.
A. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. A. All right. Moving along. We gotta go fast. Universal.
Yeah.
I like this next card a lot. Rummaging Researcher. This is a 3-cost 2/5, and so really good on stats. By the way, I wanted to take note. And the muster is charge 2, and the other effect is when one or more bank cards are revealed, including to charge this unit, you can draw a card. So this also includes when your opponent is revealing their cards, you can draw.
Oh. Oh, wow. I love
I
that.
think this guy's really good. Like the stats are much better. Like if we look at the Clandestine, yeah, it doesn't have 3 attack, but in Aeneas, if I drop this, I wouldn't feel bad. It's like 5 health, and you can keep drawing. I think this card's good. I don't know.
I think this card is insane.
Yeah, this is like S tier in my mind.
Isn't there too many cards that reveal for the opponent as well? So like this is like already in really good stats. Like we don't really see 2/5 stats, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stats are insane. You immediately draw a card. Most of the cards in Aftermath have charge.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So isn't this insane?
I
Maybe
think it is.
I'm reading something wrong.
No, I think it's insane. I do think it's insane.
What do you think, Ali?
I think it's S. I don't think it's I don't think it's prime?
I think it's
Well,
S.
I think it's
I'm
S.
leaning
It's
towards
S,
S.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
great
Where the
target
heck?
for, like,
Where did I put this guy?
upgrades too, you
Boom.
know, anything high health or, like, I don't know, fungi is on it or whatever it may be, just
Oh
make it
my god. Yeah, that
right?
would be crazy. Yeah. All right, we got to truck along. There's so many cards left.
Okay,
Okay.
alright. Here we go.
Makeshift Master Worker. This is a 3-cost 3/4 Ogden Core unit. And the effect is upgrades that target this unit cost 1 less.
Ooh.
And when this card is revealed from the bank, friendly upgrades cost 1 less this turn. So kind of like a reclamator tied to like a unit.
Huh.
So charge, you choose which card you want to reveal, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure how
Mm-hmm.
it works. So you can
Yeah,
just
you
choose
do.
to reveal this card whenever you want to get the
Yes. Yeah.
right.
I don't think the onboard effect is that great because, like, if this had salvage, maybe it would be really good because then you could put like
Yeah.
backpacks on it, like the portable energy bays or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but the revealed card's pretty good, but I don't know if that's good enough to play this in your deck because it costs 3. Stats are
Yeah.
okay, but it's not like a Naeus where it keeps growing. Like Ogden Core right now, as we know it, is all about uh like it kind of is kind of like a go wide combo deck, right? Feno, you play a
Mm.
lot of Ogden Core. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
I don't really think it fits that well, and like Reclamator is like already kind of fine. I don't think this card is needed, to be honest. Yeah.
All right. Ali, any quick
Especially when
thoughts
you
on
can
this?
play a 3-mana
Uh,
2/5 that card. Like
Yeah.
the last one as well.
in theory, I kinda like it, it's decent stats, but I feel like it's just not gonna make the cut so much of the
Yeah.
time in these decks, so I would
Right.
say D or yeah, C or D. D?
Feno, what
D.
letter?
Let's C, maybe C.
Okay, I think D. I'm gonna
Okay.
put it. We got 2 D's and 1 C. All right, next one. Boom. We're moving on to the Earthen. Hold the line. 1 cost effect. Got a shout out Tane on the card art.
Hell
Target
yeah.
unit gains Defender. When it's revealed from the bank, you can create and play a copy as if it were in your hand. So it is a 1 cost, give a target unit Defender. If you reveal it, you can play the effect. So basically, make another unit 1 cost Defender.
Mm,
Very situational.
Yeah.
eh.
Very,
The only
very
time I see this being
situational.
like great is like with the caretaker, right? Then you can make a defender. Then it
Right.
works in Nehemiah a little better.
But then again, it's only for reveal. I don't think you can like actually
Mhm.
take a card to just end the mana to
Yeah,
give something toned. Yeah.
I think it's
I'd
okay.
say this is like D maybe.
It's kind of filler a little bit, you know, like it might
Yeah.
randomly come up from effects and stuff like
The
that.
art is great.
Yeah, the art
So we're
deserved, I
putting
think,
this
a
in
little bit
D.
better of an ability for the art. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say D.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All
I
right,
agree.
D. Here we go, chugging along. We are now back on Cathari, Cerulean Shade Stalker. This art is like what is it? War Against the Worlds? Is that the thing I'm
Yeah.
thinking of?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
4 cost, 4/5.
Mhm.
Friendly non-token clones have the Aftermath ability to create a 1/1 Cathari iterant. Did I not say? Did I say War of the Worlds? I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Hmm.
So it is a 4 cost 4/5 that gives your other units, or no, gives any friendly non-token clones the ability that they create a 1/1 token when they die. I think the effect's okay. It's like not like it's not great.
Too slow, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's kind of unnecessary.
yeah.
And also, it kind of needs to be on board. I feel like if it was master, maybe it would even be better because then it could just die and your minions could still proc
Mm,
it. But
yeah.
it's not even. I'd
We
say
just
it's
killed her
probably
first.
C again.
I feel like it's sort of yeah, I mean, I guess it does pop out tokens, but I feel like most of the time you wanna be going wide, like, on effect, and not with
Yeah,
Mm.
aftermath effects,
yeah.
so
I think Feno
Also,
had
if
the
you go
best
wide, it's
criticism.
mostly clones, right? So
Yes.
it doesn't
Mhm.
really do much if you're going wide.
Yeah. I think Fino's right too. Like if this had a muster ability, maybe higher,
Yep.
but because it's not muster, your opponent can just kill this and then continue trading. So, and it's not like
Yeah.
crazy enough stats on turn 4 to be like, wow, I don't
No,
want
it's
to trade
pretty
into
mid.
this.
Yeah.
Shroud can banish too.
Yeah, for true. All right. Now we're back on Marco. 3 cost, 2/4. I think Fino, you revealed this card at Gamescom, like you showed it.
I
3
got
cost,
this card
2/4.
from Rallying Cry. It was insane.
Yeah. And battle ready on attack, you can effect charge, so you have to reveal an effect. If you do, draw a random effect and reduce its cost this turn equal to the unit's attack. Discard it at the end of the turn. So if you play this on turn 3 and attack, any effect that you draw from it will have its cost decreased by 2 to use.
That's for the turn, right?
Yeah, that's for the turn.
Yeah.
At the end of the turn, you discard it. Later on in the
Yeah.
game, like you'll have more energy and it'll be better as the game goes on. I think this card's good. It's not like crazy broken, but it helps you churn your deck a little bit better. If you play cheap cost effects that are like 2 or less, then you can play them for free on play. That's really good. I don't know.
Yeah. So the thing about this card, I think it was way better when the cry wasn't nerfed because you could
Yeah.
just do rallying cry and get this, and it was kind of insane because you
Mhm.
can already make it 3 attack in Kathy by playing it as a second minion, right? And then you
Yeah.
reduce it by 3, and you could just chain the Kathy. So that was insane. I think it's still pretty good though, like because it already has battle ready. So yeah. Mm,
There's
I'm
not
always
many
maybe
units that
shocked.
have battle ready.
I'm always shocked that, like, sometimes you just need, like, a gunslinger or just, like, a little extra push for lethal sometimes, like, I feel like the fact that it has battle ready
Yeah.
is really significant, or just, like,
and you
answering
draw a
when the
card late game, right? That's not nothing. Like you can draw
Yeah.
Triumph of Mars or something.
Yeah, and it would only cost 3
I
if you
don't
draw the
want to keep
triumph.
this card a B. I think I'm like A. I don't know. I
I'm
feel like
leaning
it's
towards
too
A.
good. Yeah.
I'll
Like, and the
settle
fact
for
that you
A.
can just play turn 4 with a 1 drop and then you can just draw a Rallying Cry and just play that maybe. I feel like it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody
A.
contending with A? Ali, do you disagree
I
or are
like
you liking it?
A. A's fine. A's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Boom. We are now moving on to another Shroud card. This is my favorite art revealed so far. Insidious Smuggler. It's just like the colors look so good.
Love
So
it.
2
good.
cost, 2/3. And this card is all about the supply cache mechanic. So muster, you shuffle a supply cache into your deck. After you play a supply cache, it goes into your singularity instead of removing it. And then aftermath is you add 2 more supply caches into your deck. Now, I mean, it's kind of hard because we don't know what the supply caches do. So they could be busted, they could not be. But it
Like,
gives
it's
you a
just
ton of
something you
value with
play
them.
though. It's not something you draw, right? And it like plays itself.
It plays itself when you draw it from your deck.
Oh, it does. Because it
I
says
think
after
so.
you play supply cast.
I think it plays
I
itself.
If supply caches are good, I mean, this is absolutely core, you know what I mean? So it
Yeah.
depends on their power level, I would say.
Okay. So how do we rate this on a tier list? Do we assume that they're good? Or are we just making the assumption that they're good?
It's hard. I mean, like Void Trapper is the other 2-mana 2/3 slot, right? It's kind of
Void
hard.
Yeah.
Trapper is really good.
Yeah, Void
Yeah.
Trapper's really good. So caches, I
Yeah.
feel like are
Yeah.
gonna have to be really good in order to like put too many 2-drops in that.
Right,
That's
right.
very true. Yeah.
I guess we could just
Yeah, I
give
feel
it
like
like
it just depends on
a
what the supply costs are.
Do we want to give this just a B then and move on because we
Yeah,
don't know how good
I'm good
supply
with it.
caches are?
Yeah.
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. Boom. What do we got? We're back on Universal. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this card. Team
Oh,
lead.
this is like my favorite card.
4 cost 3/2. Actually, I take it back. This is my favorite art. 4 cost 3/2, and its muster ability reduces the cost of cards in your hand by 1. I just
Huh?
think every card when you play this, every card in your hand, they reduce the cost by 1. There's a what's the Hearthstone card?
Emperor Thorson.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but it's
I just thought
muster.
it was at the end of
Thorson's at the end of your turn, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it might have been every turn though. But
Yeah,
and it was
yeah, it
5/5.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's kind of a cool CP card, I feel. You just reduce your hand so much.
Yeah. I mean, I think this
Huh.
card's good across the board. Like your early game kind of centric decks that are trying to flood the board, you could play this guy, and then you can the next turn or even that turn like flood. Like think of this in like a Naeus maybe, where like the average costs are like 2, 1, and 3. Then like your turn 5 can be like really nuts. You can just throw a whole board if you wanted to. In your late game kind of decks, it just like makes the game plan a little bit easier. You can get like power spikes a lot better. In the mid-range decks, maybe you can combo some cards a little bit better. Like that would normally only get played 1 by 1. Maybe you can play like 2 of them on like a turn 6 or turn 7. So I don't know. I think this card's really, really good. I feel when I first saw these two when they were revealed, it was the same week, Rummaging Researcher and Team Lead. I felt like they both were like exceptionally good cards, and depending on the deck you played, you'd play one or the other.
I'm gonna disagree with you in this one.
Okay,
Really?
okay.
I honestly don't. I feel like this is more of like a combo card in my eyes,
Yes.
Okay.
and I don't think there's
Yeah.
too many crazy combos in parallel right now. So I don't think it matters that much for tempo because like you already paying crazy mana for 4. Like this is like a 2-drop, right? So you pay 2 extra, and like so you need to already like reduce. It's like reducing 2 cards basically, right? The extra mana that you pay. And I don't know how much that matters. And you cannot take your whole turn. So I think this is like for a very specific type of deck. Like maybe like a combo
Okay.
deck something that like
Yeah.
needs a lot of pieces. I don't think it's great, honestly, but
That's so
Yeah.
interesting.
I
I'm
agree
wrong.
with
yeah.
you. I feel
What do
like
you
it
think,
Where do you
Ali?
guys want to put it?
I think it comes up, like Feno is saying, like this will be incredibly useful when the time comes that there's a combo that uses it.
Mhm.
But just as like a standalone, have this in your deck just for extra value. I feel like the lists are usually so tight that like it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I feel about it. I do love it,
I'm on
but
a
it might
C,
not be.
by the way, for this
Yeah,
one.
You're on a C?
I'm on a
I'm on.
C, yeah.
Okay, I think the right move then, if Mooka's up, and I think it's B. Yeah,
B?
B. We
Is
settle on
B
B.
okay?
Yeah,
Can we
I think
settle on B? Vito's face does not
I'm
agree.
C. I think this card will be an overrated card. Like,
That's so
like you
interesting.
already, I feel like
I
you're
want to
paying
put
way
it
too much for a
I
3/2.
want
You
to
better
put
do
it on
something great,
C
right?
because I want someone to screenshot this and tell us which one is right later.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna put it on C. That's wild. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's go to Mark. What are we on? Augencore again. Ambush Claws. 1 cost upgrade. Here's the art. I like it. And upgraded unit gets +1 attack. When this upgrade is revealed from the bank, you can create and play a copy as if it were in your hand. When the upgrade is concealed in the bank, it provides an additional 1 attack. So, yeah, I think it's not that good. Upgrades are tough, I
No.
think, in Augencore. Like they either have to be like an aftermath ability that's like really good that you abuse with salvage, or I think that's actually or like some energy cheat. Otherwise, it's not that valuable. Like there's a lot of
I think it's just
stat cards.
straight up super weak card,
I
honestly.
just like
Yeah.
can this be our first F? I want to
Yeah,
I
give
I'm
was
down
gonna
for
say,
F.
yeah,
Yeah,
there we
yeah.
go. Ambush clause.
Yeah, I'm down for
Sorry,
F.
you've been given the F tier. Oh man, poor guy. Augencore cards have not. I don't know. I haven't felt
I
like
think
super wild
upgrades are
about any
some
of them's revealed.
upgrade is some like the coolest mechanics in parallel. Like I hope that they get
Mm,
better, you know?
I
Yeah.
agree, I agree.
I think they have to be like if all the parallel cards so far, The aftermath ones are the ones that are good. Like even Kill Switch stopped being played because you couldn't salvage it, right? You want to abuse the salvage and aftermath kind of thing, like the portable energy
Yeah,
base.
Implant's my favorite upgrade.
Implant is really good too. But even
Yeah.
then, like you like it because you can salvage a lot of the time, right? In the early game with hard linked.
Yeah, I mean it's like you always draw a card back, so it's like, and then the minion that you put it on is already a threat, right? Because it can draw you another card. So
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. Terramech Shield Titan, legendary earthen unit, 6 cost, 10/10. This guy is a monster.
big
Effect:
boy.
he's shielded. Damage dealt to this unit is reduced to 1. And flourish ability: you can target enemy. You can target enemy unit attacks this. What the heck? You pick an enemy unit, and that unit will attack this unit at the start of the next turn. Sorry, I was like confusing
Oh
myself while
wow.
reading it. So if you
What? So this
flourish
only
it,
takes 1 damage?
it would only take 1 damage each time it takes it. Even like Kalar, Cerulean Hunter Kalar will only deal 1 damage to this guy.
No,
And
no,
if you
no, no, no.
flourish him, yeah,
It's 15, right? Go back. Hold on.
yeah,
It
but
damage dealt
damage dealt
is
is
reduced.
reduced
Oh,
to 1.
reduced to 1. I thought it said by 1. Oh my
No, no,
god.
no, 2-1.
So if you
Oh.
give this taunt, it's just unkillable?
Yeah, you'd have to like banish
Banish.
it if you're Shroud, but outside of Shroud, this is their what's the Augencore guy, the 8 cost Augencore guy that creates other units.
Sesame.
Oh,
Sestamir. This is their Sestamir. It could
Casimir,
be.
yes, Casimir.
We need more
It's
single target
mana
kill
though.
spells then,
Hmm.
or like kill switches and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I like this a lot too because if we just got a balance patch where flourishes are getting easier to proc. So
Mhm.
on a turn, let's say you have 3 heals on an Altar of Gaia, you can play this guy, triple flourish, and kill 3 units on your opponent's board next turn. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
but they
pretty
can
good.
just trade them off, right? Like that's the weird thing, because it's at the start of your next turn, right?
Oh,
Or
it's
on
just
their
no,
turn.
the next turn. So their turn, they'll attack this unit at
Target
the start
enemy
of
unit.
the next turn.
Let's just
Oh,
go through the classes real quick. Who can actually
right.
answer this without damage? Like obviously Shroud can banish. That's easy.
Shroud and Kill Switch.
Shroud and kill switch are like the only
Yeah, but this has
and like
shielded, so
annihilate.
it's double effects for Shroud too.
Wait, it's shielded as well.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Oh
Holy
man.
shit. Yeah, shielded.
Kill Switch is the only Master Poisoner. Master Poisoner also answers this.
I think
True.
it's only poisoner, honestly. That sounds like, or you have to use 2 spells, the way I
Yeah,
see it.
yeah. I think this feels as good as Sestamir does, and Sestamir when it's good is like great. So I don't know. I feel like this card's great.
I honestly don't think it's very comparable to Sesmir, to be honest. It's like Sesmir already has like taunt, right? This one
Yeah,
doesn't
defender.
really, so you kind of already need to give it
Yeah.
taunt.
I guess I just always think about Nehemiah and just passing defenders, so that's usually what goes into my
Yeah.
brain.
It costs
Yeah.
6
It's
though?
good though.
It only costs 6. Like you're
Yeah.
already ramping, you know what I mean? All the
Yeah, it
time.
costs 6.
I'm
And
gonna
it's
say
huge, right?
okay, it's obviously at least A, right? Like it's gotta be A.
Yes.
At least. Now the question
This
is
card is
the
making me think that the card that gives taunt is playable now. Like defender,
yeah.
sorry.
It could be,
I don't
yeah.
want to underrate this card. I feel like it does a lot. It is just a big body though that doesn't do anything by itself. You kind of need to give it a defender, right? Else it's,
Yeah.
just a big guy that never dies, but
The card
it
that
really
removes
never dies. Like for real.
the card that removes abilities, like that still wouldn't resolve if the unit had shielded, right? Like you're still gonna
No.
have
Yeah, you'd
yeah.
have to still go through it.
Uh,
I don't know. Like, I feel like in the matchups that this card is good in, it's amazing. So I'm kind of like leaning towards A or S. Like, it's not
I think we can go with
universally,
S.
maybe.
I
What'd you
think
say?
this is like an S that's optimistic. Optimistic
yeah, an
S.
optimistic S.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
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 This could be
Without
a nothing.
defender. Oh, should we do it?
All right. We're doing it.
Might
Optimistic
be A
S.
though. Might be A.
All right,
Yeah.
fine. Should we do like the A plus where it's like on the first
Yeah,
on
it's
the
A plus.
Yeah.
I
okay, A
think.
plus, A plus. That's more fair. I'm okay with I think that makes sense. All right. Now we are on to back on Cathari. This card's kind of weird. So Echoes of Ancestors, 4 cost effect. And the ability is there you go. Target unit gains the abilities of a random unit in your deck and gets the aftermath ability also. The next unit you draw gains this unit's abilities, including this one. Units can only gain this aftermath once. So basically, you pick a random card. You don't pick a random card in your deck. The unit that let's assume there's like a token on the board, right? You play this guy as an effect. Now a random card in your deck will now give its effect to that. So like let's assume it's like a Cunning Scipion, or it could even be like an Odious. Like let's assume high roll, it's like Odious. Then it also gets that unit's effect. So let's say it gets the Odious effect, and then it gets an aftermath ability saying the next unit you draw will also get all of these abilities. So it's like an endless loop of chaining abilities together, I guess. It's weird. I don't know.
Personally think it's
I
a
don't
really
think it's
cool
endless.
card.
It only happens once, right?
Say that again, Fino.
I don't think it's endless. It just happens once, right?
No, because the next unit you draw gains this unit's abilities, including this one. So the next one also will get the this same aftermath saying the next unit you draw gains this unit's ability.
That's fascinating. I don't know how
I think
good
it's
it is.
full.
But it's really cool.
It's a cool
To
card.
me,
I don't.
the way I see it, it's like I feel like it's like a big deck type of card. Like maybe you can like play only spells and like one minion or something or couple and use this like as a like in CP tokens, for example, you can make CP tokens something insane. I don't know what that could be.
Yeah.
But I think it's only like a big deck type of card. I don't think you play this in like a tempo deck or anything. So I see
Me
it pretty
neither.
fringe.
Yeah.
I think Odious though, like that was a great call out, Mookah. Like Odious is a
But
sick
there's only one of
effect,
them. But
you
yeah,
know?
I
If you
think Cathari needs more cards with cool effects like that, and it could be
Yeah.
good. But it kind of lends to Fino's point, right? Like a big deck, like big high cost
Yeah.
cards, big effects. You're leaning on that.
Yeah, and then with a big effect, like the aftermath doesn't even matter, right? Because like I guess your minions are gonna be pretty big unless we're not talking that big. It depends. I think it's a combo card though.
I guess Shroud could always get through Aftermath unless you played Hydraulis Chamber, and you always had an option to like kill
Proc
it
it
off.
yourself.
Yeah. Oh my god. Someone's gonna make a crazy sippy deck just like chaining all these effects together.
Okay, my vote is C because I think it
Yeah,
has
C.
potential,
Yeah.
but it's like in the middle of the road.
I agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. All right, we are at the 60-minute mark, so we're chugging along. We're making good progress since we noted that we were going a little slow. So I think we're doing good. We're on Lemieux's Victory, 3-cost effect. Our old boy Lemmy here. And destroy target unit with Defender. The assault ability is shuffle 2 supply caches into the top 5 cards of your deck.
Earth and Hate card, come on. What the heck?
Yeah,
So
how much does this cost? Did I
unnecessary.
say? Did I say 2? It's a 3-cost. 3-cost effect.
Oh man.
I mean, it depends on the meta, right? Like if we have like a big earthen meta, this card's pretty good. Otherwise, right? You can't use it. I don't know.
I think it's too situational, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the assault, like it's weird because how are you gonna block the assault and kill defender? Like but I
Yeah,
guess
it's
the supply cast does go to the top of your deck, so if you can somehow do it, maybe it's like really good value.
Maybe they're expecting Earthen to just be really nuts and like Marco would really struggle, if it didn't have access to something like this. I think it's just meta dependent, right? As you said.
Yeah. C? C and move on? Or D and move on? What are we
I'm
thinking?
down for D, honestly.
D. Give it the D.
Yeah.
Okay. Lemmy, you get the D. Sorry, buddy. All right, back on Shroud. Vandalizer. 2 costs 0/4. Actually, really like this card. This unit cannot attack, but its muster ability is the enemy gains control of this unit, and at the start of each turn, shuffle a sabotage supply cache into your deck. So sabotage supply cache are negative. Yeah, I like this. I think this card's actually kind of fun. Like, I don't know how good it'll be, but if we get a slow stall kind of shroudy deck, I feel like this card's really good. Like, how does your opponent get rid of this on their side of the board?
They
I
can't.
mean, you're not getting rid of it, so
No,
you're not killing it, right? So
yeah.
Again,
I mean,
on the
I just don't really know what the supply cast does.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I feel
we
like
don't know.
it's almost impossible to rate this.
Watch
Alright,
Cactus get busted and we're putting all of these cards in like C. There's
Yeah,
no
I
way.
mean, it's
It's gonna
very
be that
possible.
amazing, right?
Yeah, but what if we rate them just kind of like on the potential of like how well they synergize maybe with caches? So if caches are good, they're good. If they're not good, the cards aren't good, right? Like this guy, I forgot what the name of this guy was. The guy that competed with the Void Trapper.
Yeah.
We gave him
Mhm.
B because it was still pretty good synergy. It like if supply caches were good, it was setting it up decently well. So how well does Vandalizer like if you let's assume caches are good, the sabotage ones, right? Then how valuable is this card like playing on 2? Do you like it a lot or is it kind of like whatever still?
I don't think I like it a lot personally.
Yeah,
I'd
without
rather just play my own minions, like
I think we could
uh
compare it to Corrupted a little bit, like, because Void Trapper is obviously a corrupted card that you just run because it's great, but there are other corrupted cards in Shroud that you don't run that would have been in, like,
Yes.
a corrupted package,
Yeah.
and so I don't think caches likely will be good enough to just, like, run for the value like a Void
Yeah.
Trapper, uh, so
I
but
think
if
it's a fun card, not a great card. That's kind
yeah,
of like where I'm at. Like I think you'll see some wacky stuff with this thing. So if that's the case, where are we putting it? Like C, D?
top of
I'm
D.
down for F, honestly.
Oh, damn, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It seems weird. Like also a lot of games just end pretty quickly and it's very likely this card just does nothing and then you just play the
Yeah.
2 mana 0/4 that does nothing. I
Okay.
don't know. I'd rather just play my own minion, I think, and just have something I can contest. I don't think the effect is that great. It says at the end of your opponent's turn, right? It doesn't happen at the end of every turn, or does it
No,
happen
it
at the end of every
happens.
turn?
It happens at the start of their turn. At the start of no,
Right.
at the start of
Yeah.
each turn. So both players' turns.
Oh, wow.
So you're shuffling
Then it's a little
2
bit better.
sabotage.
It's
I
not F.
think
It's
I
not F.
think D or C. I don't know. I'm okay with D.
Yeah, let's go D then. Sure.
D.
All right. Where is Vandalizer? There it is.
It's
Boom.
better than
It
that
could be
card.
better, by the way. It could be like much better depending on what the classes are. If it's like
Yeah.
something really powerful, then
Yeah. All
yeah.
right. Next card, Duplicitous Dealer. 1 cost, 1/2. Universal card. After this unit deals damage to the enemy, you can conceal a friendly bank card. If you do, transform a supply cache in the enemy's deck into a sabotage supply cache. And then you can activate, spend 2 energy, shuffle a supply cache into your deck, or you can do the kickback and it costs 1 less, so it costs 1 energy to activate the ability, and you shuffle a supply cache into both players' decks. So kind of like the combo, I guess, is you play this on 1. On turn 2, if you can hit face, you play the kickback and then hit face, and then they get a sabotage supply cache. And then you can play a 1 cost unit or something, PSA, whatever.
To be
PS.
honest, this card gave me a headache, I think.
It's
The
complicated. There's
text
a lot
is
of text.
crazy. Yeah. That might be the most text I've seen in a card, I think. Uh,
Just PS8
I feel like it's
launcher,
very
you know?
situational. The like conceal one of your cards that like
Yeah.
especially on turn 2, you're probably not gonna be doing it right. And then when else are you even playing this card? So it's maybe more a bit about the activate that you shuffle a supply cast into your deck, which isn't even great. I don't
Yeah.
know. What do you guys
I'm
think?
kind
I
of
think
I'm in line with you.
Yeah. It's just so easily
I'm on
killable,
the F.
so yeah.
Because I feel like
I'm
we don't
still
even play 3 Engine Whisperers nowadays, and this card is
yeah.
like not even close to Engine Whisperer level, I think. So
I'm willing to
yeah.
give supply caches the benefit of the doubt, so, like, maybe they're okay, so maybe D. I would put D.
This gives me like slightly better than Artifact Appraiser vibes, and like Artifact Appraiser sees like no
But
play.
Okay,
but you
fine.
gotta think that it does nothing if you attack on turn 2, most likely.
Yeah,
And
because what are you
then like
revealing? How are you revealing on turn
yeah,
2?
and like
That's
for
I
3
agree.
using the ability for 3 mana is crazy. Like doing this for 3 mana just to shuffle something in your deck is I feel like you're just losing the game if you're doing that. So
F,
I'm leaning
no.
towards F. Yeah. Good. That made sense.
Yeah.
That's a
you know,
good
it's a
argument.
realist. I agree.
All right, back on to Earthen. I'm sorry, Oggencore. This is the last Oggencore card. This is Nano Enhanced Fire Team.
That's one of
3
my
cost,
favorite
3
arts.
3. That's a good one. It's a really good one.
Yeah.
This one is going to be hard to rate. So on attack, created 1/1 nanobot. So those are these the Iraq tokens.
Mm.
For those that don't know.
Mm,
And then aftermath,
right.
shuffle a nanobot. excuse me, exosuit into your deck. We don't know what the exosuit does yet, so I don't know how we rate this.
So basically, if you play this on Arak, it procs a. Oh no, no, Arak is if you have an upgrade, you get a nanobot, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
never mind.
What
I
are the
don't know.
stats again? Show me.
3 cost, 3 3.
Damn, I kind of hope this card was good because I love the art, but it doesn't seem great.
It's another on attack, so I'm not too big on it, and it
Yeah,
doesn't feel
and the
like it's getting a ton
aftermath
of value.
doesn't even seem relevant, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what this
So what, like
exosuit
you're gonna
does,
draw
but
like wait, what is the nanobot exosuit? I don't know
we
what that
don't
is.
know. It hasn't been revealed, but
Oh,
I don't know. Just the fact that it's something going into your deck, it's not coming when you use it. Like when it dies, like I don't think that's good. Like you would want it to
yeah.
be played on board, right? For it to be good.
I'm assuming it's just like a bigger nanobot, the exosuit. Like maybe it's more stats or
Could it
something.
be an
Yeah,
upgrade? I'm thinking maybe it's something you can get with
I think it's an
Buster, like
upgrade,
an upgrade. Yeah,
but even
I
then,
still think it's pretty bad.
I think D or C.
Yeah, the
Okay, boom. Next
damn,
one.
the art is so
Hardcore.
good.
It's so good. All right, I don't know how much time we have, so I'm gonna skip because I want to skip to some of the cool earthen cards.
All right.
So we're gonna do hasty mobilization. This one just got revealed, I think, yesterday. It's a 5
Mm.
cost effect, and look at the top 4 cards of your deck. Play up to 2 units with energy cost of 5 or less, and put the rest on the bottom of your deck. So this is not like rallying cry. It's kind of like it's not combined cost. You can play 2 5 costs with this. Um,
Oh,
so I just want to clarify that it's 2 separate units that cost 5 or less on the top 4 cards of your deck.
Look at the top four cards of your deck.
I feel like most of the time these types of things wind up being good. You know, like if you're, but it's only
Yeah,
top four, but you could just make your deck very unit heavy.
unit heavy. Yeah, I think this card's good. I like it a lot. Um, you'd have to make your deck. It like I think like there's room where like you get like a mid rangey earthen that's like very powerful, and like there could be turns that you hit like Wong and like Saleya off this.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like pretty nutty to me.
To be honest, even if you hit one of them, it's already good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah. I
yeah,
also
I think this
just
card is
feel
probably
like
nuts, huh?
if they make the card a rare too, I don't know. I just feel like it's a nod to it being kind of better, you
Good.
know?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm,
even if you play 2 3 drops, like it's already pretty good because you
yeah,
already cheated one mana, right?
yeah.
And you
especially,
played 2 cards for one, which is again great.
Hmm.
especially if it's a 3 mana
Maybe
6.
S.
Are we leaning towards S on this one? I like A, but I'm okay with S just because
I
I
think
think S.
cards like this are scary. I don't think I want to underrate a card like that.
Yeah, these cards you can build a deck that it's really good. Allie, how we
I like
feeling?
S. Let's do it. Let's go
All
S.
right,
Yeah.
boom. Earthen getting an S tier card. Nice. Finally. All right, going on to Cathari. We
Was it only
have
was it only characters or was it like effects as well? I didn't see
say that
for the
again.
last one. Was it only for characters or is it for effects as well?
2 units.
Units, okay, right.
Yeah. Oh my god, if it was effects also, I think that card. I'd argue maybe we should put
Yeah,
it in
yeah.
prime.
Right.
Convergent mass. 4 cost 2/2 legendary unit. This unit gets +1/+1 for each turn it starts in your deck. You may charge 3. If you do, this unit gains at the start of your turn, clones in your deck get +1/+1. If that clone is convergent, it gains an additional +1 attack.
Whoa. Hold on.
So if it's in your every turn it's in your deck, excuse me, let me cough real quick. Every turn it's in your deck, it gets +1/+1. At the start, wait, gains +1/+1 each turn it starts in your. Yep. If it's in your deck, it gets +1/+1 each turn. Then, if you charge for 3, all units in your deck gain 1 attack and 1 health, and if they're convergent, they gain 2 attack and 1 health.
So I have a question for both of you here. Do you think that you would rather just keep this in your mulligan so you could get the muster, like the charge going early on, rather than like, try and have it gain stats? Because I almost think that you would just be fishing for this to like get the muster going early, maybe.
It depends on the deck. If I'm playing Naeus, no. If I'm playing
Mm-hmm.
Scipius, maybe. If I play Hydralisk Chamber.
Right.
Yeah, this is interesting. So it counts for both turns, by the way, right? Like I assume it
The
says
way it
each turn,
reads,
so
yeah.
it's like for your opponent's turn as well. So that
Yeah.
that can be huge.
So, like,
And
let's
then if you charge
assume
3.
Like if this isn't in your opening hand, it's already a 4/4 if you draw it the next turn.
I think
Right.
it's huge.
I think this card is really good. I like it.
I feel like if it's in your deck, it feels good because it gets big, and then if you draw it early, well, then there's upside that you get to play it and buff the rest of your deck, right?
Yeah.
I think this card is pretty bad actually. The more I think about it,
Okay, let's hear why. I'm
because
interested.
okay, so to me it seems like a very big minion that like say that you play like a 4 mana. I think it's gonna be huge, right? If it gets +1/+1 for each turn, and you played like say that you play turn 4, right? Say that you top deck it turn 4. What are the stats? So it's been
4,
4
4,
turns for
6,
you and 4
6,
turns for the
8, 8,
opponent.
10, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah, and then the effect of it is just a Keleseth from
Mhm.
Hearthstone, or the Hearthstone people. It basically, it gives everything +1/+1. But I
Yeah.
think you don't really care at that point because it's pretty expensive, and it's not like you want to go super late game. So I don't think that part of it matters too much.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I mean, it definitely still matters. Like it's good to get your minions more buffed, but I don't think it matters too much.
Okay,
So
no
it just
way,
seems like a big minion.
no way it's a convergent itself, so it can't get charged with like Domina or something, right?
It's
I mean, you
called
don't
convergent mass, so maybe
Yeah, it's a converger probably,
I
right?
think it's a convergent.
like if it is,
Yeah.
that's significant, right? I
Oh,
mean,
with Domina, that could be kind of crazy.
that seems like it'd be too good. There's no way that they would make this a
I was
convergent.
leaning towards A or B. Like I think the card's really good. I don't think it was like game breaking for Cathari, but I think it's really, really. I think it's good. Like it's a card you're gonna probably put in your deck still.
Like Keleseth was very good in Hearthstone, but that's also on turn 2.
Yeah,
Um,
this is way too late. So that's why I'm
That's why I
saying I feel
like
like
this
the Killers
Incipius
effect
kind
doesn't
of.
matter.
Incipius, it could be something like if you cheat it out, if you draw it early, it's a could be decent enough tempo swing.
I'm a C for this one. I don't see anything that really convinces me. I don't think you really need a big minion as Cathari. You probably would rather go wide most of the time.
mhm.
Uh, so I don't know.
All right, Ali, you're deciding. I'm leaning on B.
I think I'm with Feno on this one.
All right.
I think so.
All right,
C.
C
Yeah,
goes convergent mass. You got some stuff to prove to us when you come out.
for sure.
All right, going to Marco. I think this one was one that I wanted to talk about. Guerrilla tactics, because some people like it and some people don't. One cost effect. Deal 1 damage to target unit and its controller. When this effect is revealed from your bank, you can create and play a copy of it as if it were in your hand. So it's a 1 cost ping to a unit and a unit. A unit and the player. And if you reveal it, you can play it. Some people really like this card. Some people think it's like okay.
I think
I'm not super big on it.
the people that like this card are just Muriel fanboys. I think this
No.
is uh not so amazing.
Yeah, I love the art. I don't think the card does anything.
Yeah.
Seems weak.
It does okay. It does good with the relic that we rated prime, but that's a one of, right? So to rate this based on the interaction with that is not that great, I feel like. It's not the best thing to
And
do.
that really, I would be surprised if it doesn't get nerfed like very quickly.
All right, guerrilla tactics, where are we putting this guy? We're putting him on D or C or F.
Maybe C. The relic is pretty nuts, and it's a spell, and it's still with a reveal. So maybe there's some decks that can use it. Don't think it's great though. I'm down for D as well, but
I'm okay with C because I think it pairs well with the relic and this battle ready guy, right? Because you can reveal this guy, get a 1 damage ping. Like there's synergy there, I guess, is what I want to
yeah,
say.
How often of the time do you really care about doing 1 damage pings? Like
not too much. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
I
guess
guess
not too much.
Gunslinger is useful, but Gunslinger's also a unit. I mean, I don't know.
Is there a
All right,
way to
out.
tutor the relic in Kathy? Like, can you just draw the relic somehow?
No, I don't think so.
Because then I think it would be good.
Yeah,
But
I don't think you
yeah,
could
let's go
search
with
it.
D.
All right.
I
All
guess
right,
it
wait.
also triggers assault. Like it's an assault proc.
It's a card though. I don't think you can just use a
Yeah.
card for that. It feels a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Dark Repose, 1 cost effect.
Execute.
Banish target damage unit. Yep, it's pretty much Shroud Execute.
Mm.
Yep.
This card's good. Like I just think it's just simple, straightforward, and I think it's good, especially with the Honored Steward change. Like this is a nice card to have in there. I was okay with the Honored Steward change when this card was also revealed. I'm like, oh, they get more banish. It also works with like Engine Whisper, right? You could like pair it and then, if you want to hit face and then banish something that's like really big in the mid game, like some of your small cheap Shroud units, you could suicide and then just execute. I don't know.
I definitely think it's good. I think that a lot of the time Shroud is just like straight up answering non-damaged units like with or right away.
Yes.
But it's still good. So I would say this is like a B for me. I don't think it's
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too.
I think this card is pretty bad, guys. I feel like it's not that easy to deal the 1 damage with
yeah.
Shroud, and then it's also a
Okay.
card. So like you have to also play the card and have the unit be damaged. I think
Yeah.
it's way too situational.
I
And I
guess
mean, you
it's
already
true
have the
too.
bunnies, right? So
How good was the Lemmy card? Like, where would looking back at the Lemmy's irregulars, right? You'd had to deal assault and damage the unit. Wasn't
I
that
like
good?
like tokens and stuff, right? Like that's
Yeah,
it feels hard for Shroud to do 1 damage. So
yeah. That's what I was kind of saying. What leaning towards
yeah.
that? Like, maybe you're right. Shroud can't deal the one damage that well.
Actually, no,
Yeah,
I
and I feel like if you're doing the damage, you might as well just like normally banish it with like your other spells.
Yeah.
So
and part of the reason why Execute was good is like Warrior like had all these like whirlwind,
yeah,
Ah,
effects.
yeah,
true.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
All
actually
right.
completely agree with you, Fino. I think this
And
is
it's not
like
like you want to play Slinger or anything, and then you still play 2 cards to kill something. Might as well banish it, right? Like,
Yeah. So where
absolutely.
do you want to put this?
so
What are we thinking?
B.
I was leaning towards B first, but I would be comfortable with C, but B or
I think C. I think
C.
C.
Yeah,
Like
I like
it's like you guys definitely convinced me that it's not as good, but I don't think it's like
I don't think it's bad.
not
It's just
gonna see
average
much play
average
good. Like I think
I
it'll
think
still
it's
see
bad,
play.
guys. I
All
think
right,
it's too hard to do the 1 damage, but we'll
let's
see.
Fino's
do
probably right
okay.
on.
I'm gonna pick the muscle. 6 cost, 6/6.
This was the art that made me like, oh my god, this expansion is on the next level. The first time I saw this art,
This art was so
like
cool.
The
this
plus
picture doesn't do it justice. You need to see like the like the animated picture. That one is
Oh yeah,
insane.
the perfect loop.
yeah.
Yeah, the perfect loop one. Oh, that's so good.
All right, effect muster units in your deck get +3 attack. 6 cost, 6/6 gives 3 to all units in your deck.
No.
I don't think this will see much play, but I do like it.
It's way too expensive.
Too expensive.
Yeah, if it was cheaper, I think it would be crazy good. Not
I
crazy
feel like
good, but much better.
even if it gave like attack to the masters that you had on board, it would still not be that great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bloodlust?
So
Mm. If it
yeah,
not
We
good
going
enough.
where are we going? Are we going to D?
We
I'm down for F as well. Honestly, I feel like it's too expensive and it doesn't do too much. But the guy looks super cool though. It's hard to give it an F.
I'm
Yeah,
right there with you. I feel bad giving him an F,
All
but
right, we're going to F. You
yeah.
guys are both leaning toward F. I don't think he would see much play, but the art is so good. I don't know. Maybe there's
The
a
art
world where
is
someone
great.
finds a way. All right, we are done with
Now,
Ogden.
not F. I think F is too harsh. Let's put it at
yeah,
D
like
maybe.
Okay,
It's a
okay,
bit
okay,
too
D.
harsh. Yeah. Comparing it to
All
the
right.
other cards in F, I feel like it's harsh.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna do a time check real quick, but while we're doing that, I will do an Earthen card, Terraglide insertion vehicle, 4 cost, 4/3. Um, and what is its effect? It's a muster effect. You can multi-charge. If you do, create and play a random unit with cost equal to the multi-charge value. So for clarity, the unit you're summoning is equal to the cards the number of cards you're revealing, not the cost of the cards you're revealing. So if you reveal 4 cards, you get a 4 cost unit. And it
and
costs
how
it this guy
much does
costs
it
4
cost
himself. 4 costs 4/3.
for himself?
So you
This
can get a
is
second 4 cost with him. You get 2 4 costs on if you play him on curve.
oh yeah, actually, hold on a second.
You
He's
can
not
get
that great
something
late
really
game.
big if you play it late.
I mean, yeah, but you'd have to reveal like 6 or 7 cards, and
I
let's
mean, if you play
assume
turn 8, you can just get an 8 drop, right?
that's true. Yeah.
So I actually think it's better later. to be honest. But I don't know how much you need it. Like the 4s are pretty good, I feel like, in Earthen. So I don't know if you are willing to take the risk, but
Well, what about 3? What about the 3-mana slot? Hold on.
what
Like you
about the
got
what?
the Moonlit Star of Alacia, the Invoker is a 3-mana 3/5, Ilana is a 3/5. There's the 5/3 Axeman. You could potentially get the new 6/6. The 3/4 Attendant. Like I don't know. I actually think a 4/4 that's summoning one of those 3, or a Doctor's Assistant is also a 3/4. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
tempo card.
I think this card's
Has
good.
potential.
I think this card's good. Should we do A?
It's just that the stats on its own are super weak, right? So like the minion you get better be good. So the minion that
Yeah.
you get, you can do it like if it has a master, it does the master as well, right? Because like you play it,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
right?
I think this card's good because it's kind of like Baron. People will figure out the right energy that they want to use. Like people will min max it, and then you just kind of play it to that. Like, oh, I go for the 4, I go for the 6, or I go for the 7. Like people will figure out what's the best like amount to reveal, and then you just play it like that. And I think it'll be good. I don't know.
On the 4 slot, like you've got 08 for the Nehemiah's Faithful, 3/6, another 4/4. The Bulwark is a 3/6. That'd be an insane hit. I guess the 2/5, a force, Ardent Negotiator, Warrior is a 4/6, Emissary Gafar is a 3/4. Like Sky Scout is a 4/5. I feel like that's actually a decent amount of stats, on turn 4, especially if you're ramping into it like on turn 3. That's a chunk.
Well,
For
if you're
sure.
ramping on
Definitely has
turn 3, then
insane
you
high
play.
roll.
You can only reveal 3. If you ramp
Oh,
into him
that's
on
true.
turn 3,
That's
you
true.
only
Yeah,
reveal
yeah,
3.
yeah. But
Yeah.
the 3s are not bad either.
I think this guy's an A. Like I think people are gonna
Yeah,
figure
I'm
out the
down
right
for
curve.
A.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I want to see like a
The thing I like about this card is that it's like just a big threat later as well. So like
Yeah.
it can give you a super high roll early in the game, turn 4, get a good 4, and then if you draw a late game, you can just get an 8 drop or something.
I
Yeah.
want to see like a ceremonial rites like tempo deck or something, with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like ceremonial rites a lot as a card, so I would love to see that. All right. Radiant Legion, 5 cost 3/1 Cathari unit. Aftermath, muster ability. You can clone multi-charge if you do create a 1/1 Cathari iterant for each card you reveal. So it's just like 1/1 board spam with the 3/1. Is he 5/1 or 3/1? 3/1.
Oh, you make clone
You make
multi-charge.
clone multi-chart. I don't know what that means.
You reveal clones in your bank. Like kind of like the effect charge, you reveal clones.
Oh, you make clone. Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were like cloning a minion called multi-charge, and I'm like,
No.
okay. You make clone multi-charge. Okay, right.
And it's 5. This kind of reminds me, like Hearthstone cards that like just 5-mana summon like 4 1/1s or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of in that same vein.
But then it also has to be a clone. I don't know how many you're gonna have. And then by itself, it's super weak. Like I just wonder how. Like, is it even better than the convergent, the 4-mana 2/2 that we have now? That makes 2 1/1s, and then if you bank, it makes another one. Not really, right?
Yeah.
I will say refill cards are nice, but you'd have to be banking a decent amount of clone units.
I feel like if this guy
Yeah.
is good, it would be the only card that's like that's the only card that's charging, right? Because you probably want a full charge with this thing. So you probably want to play that many. So I don't know if it's that good on its own to be like this is the only main charge card I play.
Well, if you get 5 1/1s, though, that's insane, especially with
Yeah.
Killbooks being a card, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to underrate it.
Should we say
And
B? Is B
wait,
fair? I'm sorry. Go
also,
ahead.
what about the relic that gives +1/+1 to,
Ooh.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
if you had a few developed, like this could almost enable that I mean, well, I guess that's already the
Yeah,
archetype.
I
But you know
can
what I
see
mean?
Yeah.
just banking clones just to get this on curve.
Yeah.
Because like again, if you play this on 5 and you make 5 1/1s and a 3/1, that's pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
But
I think B
I'm
is
down for
fair.
an
Like
A,
it need
honestly. I can
you down
see
for an
this.
A? Allie, you're the
Yeah, I'm down
deciding
for an
vote.
A.
leaning towards B, but I'm open to A. It could
I'm
Alright, we'll
just
give it an
thinking
A.
that the high roll of it will be insane. So if you
Actually,
actually
Yeah.
play it and reveal 5 clones, it's just like wildly good, I feel.
I feel
Yeah.
like that has the potential to be a sleeper, you know?
Okay. Very
Like
fair.
okay.
Oh, another Marco. All right, where are we going with Marco? I think this guy's pretty good. Catherine's Sword of Volley. The art on this is so good. 4 cost 5/4. Activate, pay 2 energy. You discard 2 cards. Then you deal 4 damage to a random enemy target, and you can only use the ability once per turn. So 4 cost 5/4. You discard 2 cards from your hand and deal 4 damage to a random enemy target.
And pay 2 energy.
Yeah, and pay 2 energy. Yep.
Yeah.
The fact that it's random, like you have to discard and play 2 energy and it's
Yeah.
random. Like if it
Kinda
wasn't
crazy,
random,
honestly.
then it maybe, but it's too much. Too much.
Mm-hmm.
Way too much, I think.
Are we going here?
Yep.
You going
Yeah,
F?
I think
All
so.
right. Such good card art going into the F, man.
Yeah.
All right,
Too
Shroud.
expensive.
So a lot of people on Twitter really love this card, so I wanted to do this because I didn't think this card was that good.
Haven't seen
Interrogator
it.
class fighter, 3 cost, 4/3. When this unit damages the enemy player, they choose a card in their hand to put into your singularity, and it has evasive. Right? I don't think it's that
Yeah.
good because it's again, you have to attack with this, and it has to hit face. It's not even destroy like deal damage to a unit or something.
I don't see any reason to play this over the spacecraft. The spacecraft is like pretty insane card, and this is like
Mhm.
kind of similar to it, just worse, I think, because it has less health.
Yep.
And you also don't draw a card from your. You don't even draw a card. It just goes in the
Mhm.
singularity, right? So I don't see any reason to play this over the spacecraft.
Super
All right.
average. I'm surprised that people are
Yeah, so many people. I was shocked. I was like, I didn't want to fight people
If
online.
you
So I just
remove a card from their hand, but I think you'd rather draw a card most of the times, and you'd rather have a 3/4 than a 4/3.
all right,
I
where's he
think.
going?
Well, I guess if it goes unanswered and they lose like 2 cards even, that's kind of significant.
But it only has 3
Is it a
health.
random card? Like,
They pick.
or do you
They
pick?
pick. They pick.
Oh, they
They
pick. Oh,
pick.
Yeah.
that's even worse then.
All right, where are we putting him?
D?
No, C.
Ali says
Did
C.
you
And
say
Fino, you
D?
said D.
Did he say
Yeah, I'm
Wait, did you say?
D.
I'm leaning towards D.
Okay, D is
Yeah,
fine. I
D.
thought you said B initially. I was like, "What?"
I don't like on attack cards in parallel, and then especially when you have to
No.
limit it to face, I don't like it even more.
The one attack has to be really good. Like, it has
Yeah,
to be
Yeah.
like draw a card or something like that, I
yeah.
think.
All right. Which one do I want to pick? I guess Lightfoot
Dude,
Treads.
they're so cool.
Yeah, 3 cost
Damn, this
upgrade.
was the art
Upgraded
in this
unit
one.
has evasive and can't be attacked by units with greater attack than the upgraded unit. I feel like this card will be really annoying, even though it might not be that good.
Hmm. Has evasive.
Way too expensive. And I feel like it doesn't do too much.
For 3?
Someone has to find a combo where the unit that it's on is small and it's like really abusable. But otherwise, like, no. Like I could see this, like let's say caches are really good. I could maybe see this with like the 1/2 that we rated really badly. Maybe it works. Like you just keep giving your opponent sabotage supply caches or something. I don't know.
The only reason I see this working is like, I don't know, say you have like a drone painter. What's the name of it? The 1 mana 0/3?
The ruin is 1 mana 0/3.
The one
Target
that
painter.
makes
Target painter.
target
Target.
painter, yeah. Yeah, so like that, and like with the Oculus that you draw a card and then you just do this, so you draw a card every turn. But even that doesn't seem great. So I don't know. 3 mana is crazy as well. It's way too
A
expensive.
lot. It's a lot.
It's one
And
of
most
those
decks that play it
cards.
can't like energy cheat, right? Only Core can with the upgrades.
This will come out like randomly on an overclock, and it'll be annoying sometimes. But like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Overclock it's annoying, right? I think
Yeah.
so.
but playing it in your deck is probably not the move.
All right, so C, D,
Maybe F, I'd
and
say.
maybe F. Allie,
Yeah.
are we going to put him the F?
Or
The
F.
nice kicks.
If there's ever like defender, an oppressive Nehemiah defender class, and like you're
Yeah, maybe D.
yeah, okay,
Maybe
fine.
D.
He's fine. Like evasive
All
is
right.
nice sometimes.
Yeah.
But eh.
Yeah. All right. Are we? Were we? What can we do next? Is there anything? Let's do this one. Shield of Nehemiah. 5 cost 4/4. Earthen rare unit. And friendly units with defender get +2 attack and health. And when this unit is attacked, other friendly units gain defender this turn.
Whoa. I think that's on first like impression. I feel like that's kind of cool. When this unit attack, other friendly units.
So it's a 4-mana. It's a 5-mana 4/4.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's too expensive.
If
I mean, it's
Earthen
kind of
somehow
like
figures to
already
get wide, it could be
bloodlust.
good. Yeah.
Like it's bloodlust if you have the formidable presence. What's the name? I'm bad with names. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
the name
it.
though.
Yeah. It would give them
Yeah.
bloodlust. Yeah.
When
I
this unit
like
is
it. I
attacked,
just don't know if it'll see as much footing. Like Earthen needs. I think this card would be really good if Earthen figured out how to go like kind of wide. Because like giving, if your opponent tried to attack you and then you have a whole wall of defenders that you can trade however you want is kind of nice too. Like that's where I feel like it will shine. I don't think the bloodlust will be as great because like at most you have like 1 or 2 defenders. But the formidable, yes. But outside of that, maybe not. Like it's
Defenders
kind of
are
expensive
annoying.
too.
I'm
Yeah.
starting to wonder if that give a unit defender card might be slightly better than
Yeah.
you thought.
yeah, I think it's better just because of the 6. I think the 6 is like what the big guy, the 10.
Yeah, yeah. The shield
This one, I
titan.
don't think I'm feeling it. I feel like you have better 5s, and 5 is kind of a lot. And is it really that much better than like Krubos? Like, I mean, it is probably better overall, but like
I
not by
think
a
this is.
crazy.
I would like this card more if it cost 4.
Yeah, maybe.
F cost 4 for sure, but
Yeah. All right, where are we putting them?
yeah.
I think C. I kind of like C.
Maybe C, but it's a bit high still. I think C is probably fine.
Allie?
Yeah, I want to like it. Give it C. Like it's the pity
Okay.
C, you know. C.
The pity C. All right,
It's
Cathari.
probably
Is there anything? Yeah, there's some cards left. Okay, this one. Let's,
Oh,
okay,
one
I know
drop in
one.
Cathari.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an upgrade. One
Oh,
cost
it's not a
upgrade.
unit.
Not a unit. Upgraded unit has aftermath. Put this unit in your hand. So the only time I would ever see this work is there's such a broken muster that you want to like multi-Sipius it.
like the
That's the only
legendary, like the 4 cost.
maybe. I don't know even if that maybe that guy, yeah. But it's a sippy card, and even at most, I think you only play like 1. Like, and you would need some crazy musters. This is me like giving it the best chance of it seeing play. Like Feno smiling like he's ready to throw this in F tier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's expensive, and then do you really need that card back so badly? Like it's
Too
I don't
slow
like
to
it.
do
I
that,
think,
right? Too slow.
and it's aftermath as well. So like, it's not like you can just copy a minion, right? You have to like kill it off as well.
Yeah. Maybe synchronicity is just better.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I think it is just better.
Wait, I have a
Alright.
question. Would it reset the stats of the 4 mana 2/2? Like if it, you know what I mean? Like if it was
Yeah, I
in
think
your
it would,
deck,
right?
Yeah, it would. It would.
it would probably reset
the
it.
stat.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Where are we putting them in F?
F.
The adaptive camouflage.
Yeah, I
Adaptive
think so.
camouflage. All right. How much time do we have left? Are we? I think we're pretty much almost over. We can try to finish this round.
We could just
Mhm.
rapid fire. I feel like
Yeah, lightning
it's
round.
not
Okay.
terrible.
All right. So let me scroll up. Let's just finish these real quick. All right. So Earthen Mycelial Conduit, 3 cost upgrade. Upgraded unit has on attack heal upgraded unit for 2. Charge 2. It can't be targeted by abilities or effects until your next turn. All right, it's got to be lightning round, guys. We got to pick fast. What are we thinking on this?
C or D?
C or D.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pick C.
Okay.
I think it maybe some world.
Okay.
And then what else we got? We have one more Earthen. Terra's Fury, 2 cost 4/3. Give me Shang-Chi vibes. It's a decay unit.
Ooh.
It dies to PS8.
Oh, that's a state. It's a 2 mana 4/3 DK.
Yeah, decay.
Oh. That's no great.
I think D.
D?
D?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Lightning round. We are done with Earthen. Let's finish off Cathari. One more card. Resurrection Nexus, 4 cost relic. This one's funny. The relic enters the field with a counter on it for each unit in your waste. When one of your units is destroyed, this includes tokens, it gains a counter. At 30 counters, you win.
Oh my god.
It's like the life. What is it? The life. Well, what's the one? The Earthen one. I can't remember. That you have to heal yourself 30 times.
Okay, hang on a minute. Is this either really bad or really good?
I think it's bad.
It's really bad.
It's
I think it's really
bad.
bad.
Really
Somebody
bad.
will lose to this, but that doesn't mean it's good.
That's a content
Yeah.
creator card right there.
Yeah,
That's-
it is. That's a challenge. That's a challenge
Yeah.
YouTube video card. All right, Cathari done. There are there's 3 Marco. Let's just do these quick. Relentless Assault, 3 cost effect. The ability is deal 3 damage to target enemy unit and 3 damage to target enemy unit with defender. Anti-earthen, anti-defender
What was
cards.
the mana? 3 mana?
3 energy, yep.
If it can't go face, it's not good enough, I don't think.
I don't think this is that good. I think
Oh,
like
it's just
F
even
or D.
unit. Yeah, never mind. Like D maybe?
D.
Okay.
Got a lot of D's, guys.
Wallbaker Siegecraft, 2 energy, 4 attack, 1 health.
It's a
Armed.
vehicle.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a vehicle. Armed. You can charge. The unit does not take damage from units with defender until your next turn.
What's his defender hate with
Yeah,
Marco?
it's
Pretty crazy. I guess they're invading Earth in the comic,
Yeah, I
like so
feel
they
like
hate
Yeah.
it's the lore.
they hate there then.
it's the lore, huh?
All right, so 2
F?
cost 4/1 does not take damage from defenders if you charge, but it has
F.
armed. All right, F. Here we go. Boom. All right. Did we finish? Oh, one more Marco. Assault training, 3 cost upgrade. Upgraded unit has on attack, deal 1 damage to the enemy. Aftermath, deal 3 damage to the enemy. F.
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 All right.
Maybe D,
Boom.
maybe D, but
D or F.
I don't know.
maybe F.
I'm for
Marco's
F. I want someone.
It's expensive.
Shroud. Any left? There are 2 left. Okay, let's do it. Corrupting Hand. 6 cost, 4/5. So very heavy
Okay.
on the cost. Muster. Play a random unit from the enemy deck with cost less than or equal to the number of cards in your singularity. It becomes corrupted.
Oh.
From the
Oh,
enemy
it's
deck with
random
cost.
though.
But it's less than or equal to, so it doesn't hit the same cost. So I think it's not that
I guess
good.
it kind of plays their biggest minion probably.
It could be less. You could have 8 cards and it does a 1 cost.
Oh, it could just play a 1 drop.
Yeah.
Nah.
So yeah, probably F. It's too
D.
expensive.
Or F. Yeah, either one.
I think F. I don't think it's East play at
The
all.
fact that you can get a 1 drop is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gifts from the Singularity, 4 cost effect. Draw a card for each card in your Singularity. Excess cards drawn this way are put into your Singularity instead of wasted.
Wow.
A nice draw in the late game, maybe? I don't know. It's not that good. I think the brand card is much better than this card.
Yeah, Unseen Allies, right?
No. The one that we saw, the brand's
the
expertise,
2
the
mana
draw
one?
card. Yeah.
I kind of compare it to Unseen Allies because they're like kind of similar.
Yeah, it
but
does give Unseen Allies.
Stuff into your. Hmm.
not bad
What
though.
about
It's
for a
definitely
nude
not
on?
bad.
I kind of
No,
like
I don't think
the
it's
nude
bad.
on.
I'm down for like a B maybe.
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
B alley?
Maybe C.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
All right.
expensive still. 4
Yeah.
mana.
All right, we finished Shroud, and we just have Universal left. All right, so we'll do updated security protocols first. It's a 3 cost effect. Kind of retro art. Conceal any number of bank cards.
Oh. Sorry, how much?
It costs 3.
3.
Oh,
I
it's
only
a
think
spell. It's not even a minion. Oh my
yeah, it's
god.
yep. Maybe in a pocket dimension kind of deck, but I don't really see it.
It
Still
just
costs a
depends on
lot.
how good the conceal or the
Yeah,
charge mechanic is. Like,
charge.
maybe you really do need to reset your, reveals.
It's crazy expensive still, though. I feel like you have to be
Yeah.
really good to
I
reason to
think it'd have to
conceal
cost
them.
like 2 for it to be okay, and 1 to be like
Yeah.
pretty good.
Probably F, I'd say.
Okay.
Allie, are
This
you
looks like a Lauren from Baron, to be honest.
We can, yeah.
and now there is C-24 supply ship. 3 cost 3/3. When 1 or more bank cards are revealed, add a supply cache to your deck. Aftermath, shuffle a supply cache into your deck. So kind of like the rummaging researcher, but for supply caches. Okay.
It's so
The
hard to
stats are not
evaluate.
great.
We
Yeah.
just can't evaluate well enough without knowing how good the caches are.
Yeah.
So I'm fine
Yeah.
to just do like a C, just to
I'm
like
okay with
mix,
C because the stats aren't that great.
or
Probably
or
D.
D.
I feel
Yeah,
like even then it's
All right, here we
yeah,
go.
better.
D. And we have one last card, Confinement. It is a 4 cost effect. Shuffle target unit into its owner's deck. So this can work on Paragons too.
Oh,
4 cost effect. 4 cost removal.
so
It's
like
kind of
yeah,
like
it's like a universal removal, right?
yeah.
what do you like better, this or Annihilate? Because you're probably not
I
playing
don't.
both.
Probably.
That's
Maybe
actually tough.
Annihilate.
Annihilate kills relics though.
Does.
So
I think I only play an Annihilate just to have the option to kill a relic. So
yeah.
It does answer well, okay,
Yeah.
I guess Annihilate
Annihilate
does
those too.
too, but, like, it gets through Aftermath, ability like a brand,
yeah,
right?
it's like that
Yeah.
card that people played in the like the 4 mana Marco one. Right? What's the
Yeah,
name?
repurpose hardware.
Purpose hardware. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see
maybe it's not too bad.
universal decks need tools, so maybe, like, Unidex would run it, just to have the option.
I could see a C.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm fine
see,
with
I
C.
think it's
All
okay.
right. Boom. And with that, we have completed our reveals as of late 1 week before the YGG summit. We got 1 prime and 2 S tiers, and then we got a lot of D's and F's, and healthy amount of A, B, and C. How are we feeling about this?
Now that I've seen all the cards, I get why people were discussing the most about the relic.
Yeah.
Like the relic is the most discussion that I've seen about a card, and now I kind of understand why. Yeah, I think it's pretty solid. Honestly, I think the 3 best cards is the relic and the other 2 that we have on S. At least
Yeah.
they look the most
I still think
interesting to
Team Lead
me.
is underrated in your guys' eyes, but we will find out if it's good or
Which
not.
one is
But
that? Which one is
the
that?
4 energy one that reduces the cost of cards by 1 in your hand.
I
I
think that
can
card is unplayable,
We'll
honestly.
see. We'll see.
Yeah,
That one
it's
is a
maybe
we'll
something
see.
with C. Maybe there's some cool thing you can do with.
I
It's
can
a
see it
cool
even
card,
in
but I
Ogden
think it's a
Core.
combo. And I don't know the combos.
I feel like I would like it in Ogden Core too. Like some of the combos there might be good, but I don't know if you can play it on 4. Like if it's good enough on 4. But that's kind of like where
I
my
feel like you
head's
would
at.
need to have a pretty big hand, so you'd have to like pass or like keep drawing cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
okay. You know what? Maybe it's a B. Maybe we put it at B. Maybe there's some combo potential.
I think it should
You
be a
might be
B
right.
too. Or
All
hang on
right,
a
here
second,
we
what
go.
about, like,
I
Oh,
think it depends on the combos, and I just don't really know the combos. But I don't think it's a good tempo card. So
what about, like, Formidable Presence? Like, you reduce 2 of those, and there's, like, a buff card
yeah,
in
that's
there,
what I was
you know
thinking.
what
I
I
was
mean?
thinking about with
yeah.
Nehemiah's Defender, like the one
Yeah.
that gives everything +2/+2. So maybe you can do like 2 of these, right? You can actually do
Yeah.
exactly 2 Formidable Presence and the 5 mana that gives +2/+2, and it's a lot of damage, but
Mm.
Yeah. All right. I'm okay. I'm happy with this. I think this is pretty good.
yeah, yeah, B
Um
is okay, yeah.
we will see the Aftermath expansion is on sale the 23rd, and then it goes live the 25th as far as we know so far. And yeah, this is only a small subset of the 90 plus cards available. So there's still a lot more to see.
Yeah. I feel like this is, like, a pretty accurate distribution, like, you're gonna wind up having more bad cards than good, like,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think this looks about right. Um Well, guys, I think we could probably call it here. Feno, thank you so much for coming on and doing a card review with us. I hope to
It was
have you
fun,
back and do
guys,
some more. These are always fun. And
for
for those of
sure.
you listening at home or watching on YouTube, like, giving us a thumbs up or commenting your thoughts on the cards, like that's always good for engagement. So we'd really appreciate, any type of that stuff. Next time you see us, it'll be on the back end of the YGG 100K tournament, which Feno will be competing in, and all three of us will be there. So we'll be sure to give you the rundown on how that went. And as always, parallelleague.game for any more information about the league. And we will see you guys in the next episode.
Make sure people tell us what we were wrong about, because that's what people
Yeah.
love about this thing. They
Yeah.
love what card we were wrong about. So
I want to
let us
see
know.
quotes, quote
Blame us.
tweets or clips. Tag us. Figure out
For
the
sure.
combo.
This was a 983 Media Productions podcast.